Whoa, there's pumpkins to the game now. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Wednesday. We also received some news yesterday about a certain Pokemon coming to the game for Halloween. So let's quickly go over Sleep Session 818. We love that. That's a palindrome. And it looks like a butterfly. 818 is a butterfly. Actually, in Singapore, there's this place called Somersault 818, and I always noticed that the 818 was a butterfly. I think it is because then I see like butterfly motifs around there too, but yeah, now you know. Let's see what Pokemon showed up. Also, thank you to everyone who showed up to yesterday's stream on Twitch for our first time playing Pokemon Legends Z8. Wow, I encountered them already. All right, how cute. Oh, because it's a new moon and Pokemon with special encounter rate increases are more likely to show up. So you see over here we got two sizes because in the mainline games you can catch them at varying sizes. Alright, so my game crashed, so the Pokemon are placed a little different from before, but in the mainline games, I think this is Pumpkaboo, but that pumpkin cute little Pokemon has varying sizes, so it's nice to see that they brought that over to the game as well. So I wonder if this is the largest size, but I feel like it might be like second to largest. I feel like something large would be competing with the size of like a Abomasnow or something. But how cute. And if I'm correct, or if I remember properly, these Pokemon should already have some friendship points to them. But let's do our speed review and go through it. We also got the Darkrai there. So slowly building up on that. I think that every time I do encounter a Darkrai, I just throw a bonus biscuit at it and that's it. So this is a floating Flutter Sleep. Look at its fangs. Pumpkaboo, that's the name. Also, yesterday in the game when we were playing Pokemon ZA, there was a portrait of Pumpkaboo, and how funny that while we were playing, Pokemon Sleep had just dropped the announcement for Pumpkaboo. But it's said that the light that Pumpkaboo emits can hypnotize people. It sometimes emits this light even as it sleeps, so if you want to observe it, approach with caution. It's been years since I have last done any sort of pumpkin carving, but I love when you save the seeds and you roast them, lightly salted. It's such a great post-pumpkin carving snack. Alright, so... wait, what? You feel a sense of trust from Darkrai. Ooh, what's happening here? Ah, so that's what it does. Is it gonna do the same with Pumpkaboo too? Let's see. Huh? Alright, I guess I'm wrong. The encounter rate for Pumpkaboo didn't increase. I just so happened to get lucky and have two show up, but yeah, I'm quite the ways away. I don't want to use a bonus biscuit on Darkrai though. I do want to try to catch that Pumpkaboo, but you know what? Let's go for the big one if we can try. Ooh, actually, okay, so what I'm gonna do is, because I'm afraid that it will get full on the next one, I'm gonna give a Poke Biscuit to the baby one. I hope that it's not a big hit, or else that would have foiled our plans. But now we can go back to this one and feed it, because had I fed it the Poke Biscuit to the bigger one, it might have gotten full and then I wouldn't have been able to catch it. And now the friendship bar goes down to 0 for the smaller one, but that is okay. We're gonna end our sleep session here, or our snack session here. We're gonna see what Pumpkaboo looks like. So I didn't even really get to see the news yesterday about it. I saw the banner and I was like, oh shoot, the new Halloween Pokemon's dropped. But I haven't read into the skills or anything. Someone in the Twitch chat told me about the different sizing, so I am aware of that, which is why I wasn't too surprised. Oh, it's a jumbo variety, so this is the biggest one. And this is the Naughty Nature. It's a girl, how cute. It's an ingredient finding. Whoa, there's pumpkins to the game now. Oh my gosh, that's exciting. That is probably the most excited I've been in the game for a while, because I love when they introduce new ingredients, because that means there's going to be new recipes. And one of my favorite things is gathering and cooking in the game. And the pumpkins look so cute. I mean, it's about time they've introduced pumpkins, but the stats are not really that great. I would have liked some inventory up in there, especially with the main skill, but it does have a lot of inventory. But I mean, helping speed is really good, and skill trigger is nice as well, but just not really nice on this Pokemon. But oh my gosh, okay, so the hunt begins for more Pumpkaboos. I should have caught the other one. Had I known. I mean, I should have known, right? Would have been an obvious guess having a pumpkin Pokemon come, like that would have been the most obvious opportunity to introduce pumpkin as a new ingredient. But I love Japanese squash or Japanese pumpkins. They're so good, especially stewed. They just are a great thing to have in a soup. And my mom makes this one soup with spare bone ribs, and it's just so good. I miss her. So let's go into cooking. Let's see what we can make. Actually, it's dessert week for us. Does that mean okay? Because I thought maybe the new recipes are out already, but looks like it's not. And we are in a pickle because I cannot make my Clodsire eclair, but I can make my early bird coffee jelly. So we will just make that. Got a lot of cacao, so let's dump in a bunch of our cacaos. I love coffee jelly. I should learn how to make it because I had some of the best coffee jellies when I was in Japan a couple years ago. Speaking of Japan, Kitsune Jerry I got at the shrine there, so I took him out of the package of my storage packages and I decided to bring him back because he used to chill with us on the mic. So bring it back to how it was when we first started streaming or making YouTube videos 2 years ago. But in terms of the Twitch stuff, oh my gosh, I was so nervous before clicking the start button. Like, I have not felt my heart beat that loudly out of my chest in so long. Right, let's pick up our sleep points and then pick up our daily gift. And then I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about yesterday after we go through the news as well. So daily gift, what did we get? What's our luck like? We got 20 diamonds. 20 diamonds. I can purchase this. You know what? Let's do that. Let's purchase them all because I have quite a bit. I think I'll leave it at that for now. I also slept a little weird because I have this little kink in the back of my head that won't really go away. Okay, it looks like it goes away now, but then after when I like move my head again, it just naturally pops out. I also have like a cowlick somewhere on this side here, which is so annoying because then I always have to like comb it down, but it constantly looks like I have a bald patch there if the hair is not placed properly. It's always the best post shower, but after sleep it just does its own thing. All right, let's take a look at the first one. I love the colors pink and brown. But the new arrivals are Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist. They're both ghost type Pokemon. All right, and it looks like they're supposed to begin appearing on October 27, but it's October 22nd for me. And they're appearing at Greengrass Isle, Old Gold Power Plant, and the expert mode. Okay, I'm very confused because is this a mistake? October 27, but I saw it today, the 22nd. Did they make a mistake? Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist each have 4 different forms. Each form has different helping stats. It seems larger forms have higher carry limit, while the smaller forms help more quickly. That makes a lot of sense. So my big one had helping speed, which makes it help out faster, but I still would have wanted ingredient finding. I could have omitted the inventory up and that would have been great. I can't wait to see what the Gourgeist looks like. There's 4 variations, so it's gonna look like long and lanky. Alright, there is also the double candy research that's happening next week. Trick or Treat, this week-long event, is a special time when ghost-type Pokemon are more likely to appear. During this event, you may even meet new arrivals, Pumpkaboo and Gourgeist, and an Eevee wearing a Halloween hat. So this is new to the game, the first time that we're getting the Eevee with the Halloween hat, since the 2 Halloweens ago was with the Pikachu, with the orange band hat and the purple band hat. You can get fun rewards from limited time missions such as Handy Candy S and Linking Cord to evolve Pumpkaboo. You will need linking cords, okay, good to know. You can get at least 2 times the usual amount of candies from sleep research, so try getting lots of candies during this event. And during this event, ghost-type Pokemon such as Gengar can appear on Greengrass Isle and Greengrass Isle Expert Mode. To commemorate this event, new recipes using a new ingredient, Plump Pumpkin, will be added. 1 new dessert recipe drink and 1 new curry recipe will be added on October 27th. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Now, how sucky would it be if next week I land a salad week? So I'm really hoping it's a dessert week. Desserts are usually my least favorite, but I feel like a pumpkin dessert on Halloween. Trick or treat. How cute is that? I really want it. I really want to see it. Also, this is the first time where they split it up. Usually when they introduce a new recipe, it's like 2 in the same category. So I don't know, maybe I'm gonna have to use that easy ticket for the first time. There will also be other bonuses. We hope you're looking forward to this. But I mean, are you guys excited? Do you want the new dessert recipe first or the curry recipe? I don't know if there are already leaks to this. If there are, obviously I haven't seen it. But let's see what the bonuses are just to get a certain refresher. So all day, certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear during sleep research. And each time a ghost type helper brings you an ingredient as it regularly would, it will have one extra. I gotta catch some Pumpkaboos to get ready for this. Also, Pumpkaboo reminds me too much of the word like weeaboo or Koreaboo. The chance of any ghost type helper's main skill being triggered will be multiplied by 1.25, which is great to bring out your Mimikyus and your Drifblooms. So I'm super excited to bring mine out. Main skill levels of ghost type helper Pokemon will be boosted by 3 when they trigger. The Snorlax in the event areas will have bulk berries, set as one of his favorite berries, and the other 2 kinds will be chosen at random. A few Pokemon of different sleep styles will appear during sleep research regardless of your sleep type of that day. And then on Halloween, and on the last day of the event, which is November 2nd, candies gained from the first sleep session of the day will be multiplied by 3. So make sure you get 100% sleep score on that day. And on the other days, candies gained from the first sleep research of the day will be multiplied by 2. If you're participating in expert mode for whatever reason, if you are, let me know. I want to know what crazy people out there are doing that. But if you participate in the event in expert area, Snorlax's main favorite berry for the week will be Bluckberry. Sorry, I called it Bulkberry before, but it's Bluckberry. And Snorlax's favorite berries will be random. So these are the greater appearance rates that are going to be happening. So a much greater rate would be the Halloween Eevee, the Pumpkaboo, and the Gourgeist. But greater appearance rates will be the Halloween Pikachu. So for those who missed out on Halloween Pikachu the previous years, you will be able to find the orange hat one and the purple hat one. So fret not. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, Shuppet, Banette, Drifloon, Drifblim, Mimikyu, and Skeledirge are also more likely to appear. Now about the Pokemon with the Halloween hats. To commemorate Halloween 2025 Double Candy Research, Eevee will be appearing with a Halloween hat. This is a great opportunity to use Eevee Halloween incense, which you can get for completing limited time missions, to research this Eevee's sleep style. Note, it's also possible during this sleep research to encounter the Pikachu wearing a Halloween hat that can appear during the previous Halloween hat. And the second note, Pokemon incense for Eevee wearing a Halloween hat can be used starting from October 27. Let's see, any additional notes worth seeing? I don't think so, so we're gonna move straight along into our yap session, everyone's favorite moment of the video, I think. What is your guys' favorite moments of my videos usually? Is it when I do my sleep research or the stack time session, or when I show you the Pokemon I catch, or is it the yap session? I feel like it's the yap session, but that could be me being biased. Here is our latte. Okay, the thing is, it looks a little weird and separated and yucky and scary. The thing is, my fridge is pretty cold, colder than usual at this setting compared to other refrigerators I've used in the past, right? So the oat milk froze, so I had to defrost it, and ever since I've been noticing like these weird thingies. The thing is, it doesn't affect the texture when I'm drinking it, and I don't feel the lumps, and I haven't felt sick, so I'm not gonna let it go to waste. But cheers, it is almost the end of the month. I hope you guys find good Pumpkaboos so that we can find a lot of pumpkins and make all the new recipes. And I'm also streaming again today on Twitch at 7 PM EST time. We're gonna continue Pokemon Legends ZA. I really want to complete the game as quick as possible, so I might be streaming longer today. I don't know. And then maybe tomorrow I'm gonna start sooner. That way I don't go like too much into the night and affect my sleep. But I really want to play as much of the game as possible and beat it quickly because I really want to start shiny hunting. So cheers, I hope to see you guys all there. Also, I decided to keep my PJs on. I don't think I showed you guys these PJs I got from Korea, but it's so cute. Let me show you guys. I mean, what better way to film a Pokemon Sleep video than to be in my PJs but wear cute PJs. So the thing about Korea is that they have really cute sleepwear. So when I went to Korea with my girlies, I really wanted to get these really cute pajamas from Junidoo. That is the one brand that I looked a little into. There's 2 stores, so we went to both, but this is the one I'm wearing. Let me show you guys how cute it is. Now, I know it's not everyone's style or taste, but I feel like when it comes to being cozy and happy in your own home, to literally wear what you want, right? And I'm the one looking at myself every day, so why not give myself a nice treat to the eyes? But it also feels so good when you're wearing something that you enjoy, and it just like instant mood booster. So I love wearing cute PJs, and I mean, the great thing about living alone is you can wear whatever you want. So this is pretty modest, but definitely there are moments where I can get pretty, whoa, that is not pretty modest of Pumpkaboo. I mean, it looks like there's light shooting out of its nippies. But yeah, I was gonna say, there are moments where like, I like to dress a little like showing a lot more skin in my own home, you know? And that the great thing is I don't have to feel awkward about offending no one. So yeah, that's like the perks of living alone. The only thing I have to be cautious for is that can't walk around naked unless I have my blinds down, because you never know who's watching. That's a little scary. But in terms of yesterday's stream, I had so much fun. The nerves were like really kicking in. I had a bit of a hiccup during the day for setup because I was trying to get my Elgato capture card to work, but the product I used is basically a legacy product now. So I had to buy the latest version. Luckily there was a Best Buy near me, so I was able to purchase it online for pickup. The reason why I did purchase online instead of going straight to the store is because I saw that with Rakuten, I was able to get a 4% cash back, okay? And your girl loves saving money, so for sure I did that 4% cash back. I'm gonna get money back. Super happy about that. So we saved money. And then I got confirmation that my order was ready to pick up, so I went to the store to pick that up. Came home, setup was super simple, everything was finally working. I was using the Elgato HD60, but that is no longer compatible with the MacBook Pro because of my Apple silicone chip, and OBS didn't support it either anymore, sadly. So now I have the HD60X that I'm using, and that has been really great. I watched a VOD yesterday. There are little moments of lag. I'm not sure if it's because, you know, I'm streaming on a MacBook Pro or something going on with my internet, so but it doesn't look so terrible that it's like rubber banding, so at least there's that. But yeah, 30 minutes before I had to press go live, I started feeling the nerves. So I don't know, my bladder just got like so overactive. And then 5 minutes until it was time, I started like feeling the sweats. My heart rate just started beating, and then right when I was about to hit record, like I could really hear my heartbeat. You know, the kind of loud beating where you could feel it in your ears too. It was like that. But then, I mean, after like 30 minutes, I think I got a lot more comfortable, and you know, it's nerves, you work up the nerves, and it's just practice, just like how when I first started Pokémon Sleep, it was the same. So I'm excited to see how I grow on Twitch in terms of just how I carry myself live compared to how it was when I first started YouTube and I did my Pokemon Sleep videos. Like if you were to compare my first video to my videos now, it's like night and day. You really see the evolution of Eutrope throughout the years doing this. So I'm excited to grow my confidence being live on camera, and I'm really excited to just show you guys a more different side of me in terms of my personality and my sense of humor in a way that doesn't get captured when I'm doing compact videos. Well, compact, they're like 30 minutes long on YouTube, but I mean, who's counting the minutes, right? But yeah, I'm just excited to get to know you guys on a more social level. Curious found a shiny Pumpkaboo. I'm so jealous, it's so cute. It's purple, and I find it so fitting because usually when you see like purple mushrooms, oh my god, and Creedler found a shiny Houndour, a little bluey. So cute. But yeah, usually when you see purple in nature, you usually associate it with like being poisonous, you know, like purple mushrooms and stuff. So a purple pumpkin definitely seems like it would be poisonous. But I know that carrots used to naturally be orange. Did you know that? Until humans and scientists genetically modified it to be green so that it appears to be more tastier to human consumption. So carrots, yeah, not naturally orange. They are usually purple. Bananas too used to look wild. Oh my god, and this is our first look at a Gourgeist TW. Congrats on that. You must be, yeah, you got like 40k drowsy power there. Wait a minute. Oh, this is expert mode. Denzel's on expert mode. Damn. Oh, so maybe the drowsy power doesn't matter. But that's funny. That's our first Gourgeist we've seen. So yeah, the stream went really well. Also, I learned that yesterday was the last day on Twitch where if you subbed to a streamer who was streaming under the category Pokemon Legends ZA, you get a special badge. So depending on the day, you could have got Chikorita, Totodile, or Tepig. And yesterday was the last day, so anyone who subbed or got gifted a sub got a Totodile badge. So just a reminder for any of you guys who don't know, make sure that if you're showing up today, use your Totodile badge. You got something neat and cool and exclusive that not many other people got. So flex that. Okay, so in terms of gameplay, how I'm liking it so far, I know that the Legends games are not like the core series games, so they're gonna be a little different. And I haven't played Legends Arceus, so I didn't know like what to expect at all. I could say so far I'm enjoying it. At first it felt like a lot. Like I felt like in the beginning they just bombarded you with a lot. It felt reminiscent to a Japanese RPG where tutorial mode took a while because you're just bombarded with screens that you have to read through and tutorial. And for a game like Pokemon, I was not used to that, so it kind of threw me off and I felt a little overwhelmed and overstimulated. Especially with the battle mechanic, because it's not turn-based anymore. It's kind of like you're moving around, you're dodging, like everything's live, you know? And when you're low level and you're in the wild zone and there's Pokemon piling on top of you, you quickly feel overwhelmed. But as the levels ramp up, you feel stronger, your Pokemon are stronger, and it doesn't feel that intimidating anymore. And then you get used to the catching mechanic and you find yourself having a little fun. And that's like the progression for me with the game. So I am enjoying it so far. It was just a lot for tutorial mode in the beginning, but it was very fun later on. And we met Emma. Emma is so pretty. I don't know if it's too soon to say that she is the best girl in the game, but she Naruto runs, so I don't know how I feel about that. And yeah, that was like pretty much where I got into the game. I later learned there's terms like alpha and stuff. When I was reading it in the chat, I didn't understand what it meant, but it seems like there's like terms that I'm just still not familiar with. So hopefully I will get there soon. I also started seeing pictures of people's like outfits and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, the customization is so cute. Like I can't wait to fully deck out my character and look cute too, you know? And then I feel like that's when it's gonna be so much more fun to take pictures of my Pokemon and everything. But yeah, the goal right now is to complete the game really quickly, enjoy it while we're going through the motions as well, and then shiny hunt all of our favorite and cute Pokemon. So that would be so much fun because we love the shinies in Pokemon Sleep, but hunting for one, that will be very, very fun. Also, some updates because after my stream, I obviously went into the creator mindset where I'm like, okay, I gotta review everything that happened and I got to do a little bit of tweakments here and there to make sure that the next live is going to be much more enjoyable than the first one. So initially, I don't have a second monitor, so it was hard for me to see notifications or the chat. So I have my phone, but I mean, when you're from afar and the chat is like, the text is small on the phone, so I could barely read it from a distance. But I got my iPad and I was hoping that with the Twitch app, I would be able to see it as well, but I couldn't. So I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Do I have to get a second monitor? But I don't even have space for a second monitor. But then I used Google search, and if I'm thinking about it, someone else has probably asked it, and they did. So there's this app called the Frosty app, which is a better version of the Twitch app because you can change the size of the chat text. So I mean, if you guys could read that, imagine me, I have it on my desk, and now I'm not gonna get FOMO. I can join in the conversation and react to what you guys are saying. So I'm super excited for the stream later today and like feel like I'm being a part of the chat as well and not just playing the game. So there's that. Also, in terms of overlay, I decided to move some stuff around. Kept my camera up here. I'm gonna move the chat somewhere else, and I also changed the font because I want it to be more legible, easy to see with your eyes. I also noticed that the alert sounds were not playing whenever people would like sub or donate. So I fixed that. And yeah, I think that is what I noticed. That is what I fixed. So we are going to come in today a little better than we did yesterday. That is always the goal. And then we're going to do the same after the stream ends. I'm going to check the VODs later again. And if you ever miss a stream on Twitch, I will be posting the VOD on YouTube so that you could watch it. If you are following me on Twitch, you can directly watch the VOD there as well. But yeah, you have options on both platforms, Twitch or YouTube, to watch the VOD. And I'm just very excited to be back on this Twitch journey. You know what was wild? Seeing people show up from 2018 who used to follow me and watch me when I was doing like variety streaming and Granblue Fantasy streaming. And it was so crazy because I would have never thought they would show up or like be notified to show up, but they showed up, they showed support, and it just felt so nice to see a glimpse of my past now in my present, you know? And it was just such a sweet moment, and I just felt so much love from the community. It was so funny because I had one viewer who was like, I'm glad you escaped Granblue Fantasy, and I'm like, actually I didn't. I escaped for a couple years, but I got back into the game. And the reason I got back into the game is because earlier in March, my grandpa passed away, and it was difficult for me to navigate losing a grandparent that I felt some sort of attachment to or I've met, because I have two other grandparents, but I never really spoke to them and I only met one of them once. So I feel bad saying this, but I didn't really feel much when they passed away. But when it comes to these grandparents who I've spent time with and I've grown an attachment and like deep love for, it felt really weird to navigate that emotional space, because at one point I'm like, but I don't live there, and my interactions with them can probably be summed down to less than like 5% of my total time living, probably even like 2 or 1%. But the thing about my family in Vietnam, whenever I come over and visit, is they never make me feel like a outsider. The moment I'm in the space, I immediately feel like family, like I've been there all my life, and it just feels like home. And the love I get from my grandparents is just so deep, and I feel it. So yeah, losing a grandparent was like so tough, especially because when I was at the airport, that was when I found out that I actually missed my opportunity to see my grandpa. I had to deal with a lot of guilt because he had throat cancer. Everyone was so optimistic that he was gonna live at least 3 more months because that's what the doctor said, but his health quickly deteriorated. And I think my mom, just like because she wanted to be optimistic or not scare me, didn't really tell me the truth of how bad it got. But I remember there would be times I would be FaceTiming her before my flight to Vietnam, and she would be like, oh, do you want to see grandpa? But every time the opportunity came up, he was either occupied or sleeping. But in that particular moment, he was getting help from my grandma to use the washroom. And my mom was like, oh, grandma's helping grandpa use the washroom. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Do you want to wait? And I was like, I don't know. What do you think? And she's like, you could wait or you could see him in person. And I'm like, okay, I'll see him in person, because you know we really thought that he was gonna like hold on to life a little more. So the moment I heard that news, I immediately thought of that moment where I decided not to wait on FaceTime to see him one last time, and that killed me. So I lived with regret and guilt for a while. And the funeral was really tough, but I was glad that I joined the funeral. And when I came back to Singapore, I had a dream, because when he was sick, he couldn't talk because of the throat cancer. It got really aggressive, so he couldn't talk, he could barely eat. And in my dream, I didn't see him, but I heard him, and he was like, you know, being grandpa, the way he is, telling the kids to like stop running and climbing up on stuff and laughing. And I heard his voice, and it just felt like so full of life. I didn't see him, but I heard him. And I just felt so much comfort knowing that he is no longer in pain, even though he's no longer with us. So yeah, all that to say, I was going through some stuff with the loss of my grandpa, and I was like, you know what? I want to get into Granblue Fantasy because, I mean, pick your poison, right? My poison was Granblue Fantasy. So yeah, all that to say, it was funny to see the viewer being like, I'm glad to see you escape Granblue Fantasy. And it's like, no, my friend, I did not. I'm back into it. But Granblue Fantasy is like just that game. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I mean, wow, I'm so sorry to make it like so happy and exciting and then like trauma dumped on you guys. But yeah, I mean, that's life, right? You take the ups and the downs, and there's no right way to navigate your feelings. You just gotta feel it. But thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. Are you excited for Pumpkaboo? Are you excited for the new ingredients and new recipes? And am I going to see you guys in today's stream? I hope I will. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the video. Join us in the Discord if you haven't yet. Check out my Twitch, link in the description. Check out my other social medias to stay up to date with what I'm doing outside of gaming. And become a member on YouTube if you have the means to and if you're interested to. Really appreciate it for the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, take care, good luck, and have fun. Bye.